Sometimes, right when I'm about to fall asleep, just when my eyes are finally heavier than my thoughts, my brain decides to throw a new idea at me. Tonight, it whispered, "What if you were an artist, too?" And I thought, an artist? Me, the sloth who once spent 3 days trying to draw a circle that still looked like a potato? But then again, it's 2 in the morning, and logic went to bed hours ago. So fine, let's imagine that what kind of artist would I be, if I could be any kind at all. First, I pictured myself as a painter. Not one of those clean, fancy ones who mix colors like potions. I'd be the kind who accidentally dips his brush in his coffee and calls it texture. My masterpiece would be called Still Waiting for Inspiration, which is really just a blank canvas hanging upside down. Critics would stare and say, "It's so raw, so vulnerable," and I'd nod solemnly while secretly wondering if they noticed the jelly stain on the corner. Then I thought maybe I could be a sculptor. But what would I sculpt? Something grand, powerful, emotional, or just a giant statue of me napping? That feels more authentic. I'd call it contemplation in slow motion. It would take me 5 years to finish because, well, I'd nap halfway through chiseling. But maybe that's the point. Maybe true art is unfinished, just like my to-do list since 2014. Next, I imagine myself as a musician. Oh, the drama, the rhythm, the soul. Except I don't actually know how to play any instruments. But who needs that when you've got rhythm in your claws, right? My debut album would be called Songs to Sleep To But Accidentally Stay Awake Thinking About. Everything Ever. My hit single, Banana Blues. Critics would say it's slow and thoughtful, but that's just because I take 5 minutes between every note. Then I wondered, what if I were a dancer? Now, sloths aren't exactly known for their movement. A dance style is basically slow-motion confusion. But maybe that's the beauty of it. Imagine a ballet so slow that the audience starts to question the passage of time itself. By the time I finish one pirouette, it's already next Thursday. The critics would call it existential performance art. I'd call it stretching. Maybe I'd be a poet instead. I already think in long, dramatic pauses. My poems would sound like this: leaf falls quietly at the fall. But slower, audiences would snap their fingers and nod deeply, pretending to understand. Well, I'd just be thinking about breakfast. Poetry, after all, is about honesty, and I am honestly always hungry. But then another thought tiptoed in. What about being a fashion designer? Sloth Couture. My first runway show would feature designs that take comfort to extreme levels, like suits made entirely of moss and pajamas that double as formal wear. My slogan, if you can't nap in it, it's not fashion. The models would move so slowly that people would think the video was buffering. Then I drifted into something weirder. What if I were a street artist in New York? I could sneak out at night, climb buildings, and spray paint murals of bananas wearing sunglasses. The police would try to catch me, but I'd be too slow for them to even notice I was there. My tag name, Lazy Dream. My art message, take it slow before the city eats you alive. Or maybe I'd be a filmmaker. My movies would be long, poetic shots of clouds drifting over treetops. Narrated by me whispering about the meaning of existence, and snacks. The audience wouldn't know if they're supposed to feel inspired or just sleepy. But either way, I'd finally win something, a Golden Nap Award probably, for outstanding achievement in doing very little, very beautifully. Then I thought, what about cooking? That's art too, right? I can open a little midnight cafe just for insomniacs like me. My signature dish, toasty la forgetfulness. Because I always burn the first one, people would love it, though they'd say it tastes like nostalgia and mild regret. My menu would include existential espresso and a soup of unfinished thoughts. Every meal would take exactly one lifetime to prepare. Finally, I wondered if maybe I'm already an artist. Maybe thinking weird thoughts at 2 a.m. is an art form. Maybe every slow blink, every random idea, every silent giggle in the dark counts as a little brushstroke on the canvas of my sleepy brain. Maybe art isn't about what you make, it's about how alive you feel while imagining it. And if that's true, then tonight, I'm Michelangelo with messy hair and crumbs in my bed. Now I think I'll close my eyes, just for a minute. Maybe dream about paintbrushes, or poetry, or dancing moth suits. Or maybe I'll just lie here, still thinking, still wondering, still creating in my head. Because being an artist isn't about finishing, it's about never stopping the imagination. And my imagination, well, it clearly never sleeps.